this is Caleb in post. I just needed to real quick make sure everybody understands that everything said in this episode about the plan is a joke. For legal reasons, this is a joke. We do not condone of any of the illegal activities that happen within the discussions of this episode. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Totally Oblivious podcast. I am your host, Punished Caleb Perez, here with co-host Alex.
I have a mustache now.
Who has a mustache, I guess.
I have a bitch in 5 o'clock shadow, but yeah.
Neat.
Neato.
Neatorito.
Free.
Wait a minute.
Caleb, can you go fill up my water?
Where's my water? I just brought my. Where did it go? There it is. Here. Put your water bottle.
Wait.
This isn't gonna make sense in post. Caleb in post, make this make sense. Here, I'm gonna pour you some water.
Are you on this side? Wait.
Yes. Hold on. Put it closer.
Closer this way?
More. There we go. All right. There's some water. There we go.
It was closed, by the way. It just made everything wet.
Well,
That's the only drink I get today.
water. Alex, co-host, how are you doing?
I don't know if it's picking up. Can you hear anything?
I don't hear anything, so I think we're good.
Okay. My parents are yelling at each other because dishes.
That happens.
I'm
Is there some familial issues happening right now?
No, my dad just, when he gets funny, he gets loud.
Oh.
And so that's the main issue right now. But other than that, I'm doing pretty snazzy for myself.
That's neat.
I'm trying to get this not the last bit, but this last bit of this animation done on Premiere. But overall, I'm doing good. I'm trying to learn to do more things on Premiere. I'm learning how to animate my silly little guy on screen a little bit more now. And I'll
Nice.
Slightly tilt him about another 15 degrees, and then 80% on the scale. You got to do that. Your transformation's the biggest thing on Premiere that you need to learn, ladies and fellasmen. And then you got to do your temporals correctly. So you got to do ease in at the very end, and at the start you do ease out, so it gets like a smooth transition in. And that should be it. And then I'm gonna just simply close. You caught me while I was editing. My pants were down. But then this.
And be it. There is a high likelihood that currently your pants are also down. Literally.
No, I have shorts on.
Oh, you have shorts on today. It's not like that other time that we're recording and you're just naked on screen.
I was naked?
Oh, you were in your underwear. Your chonies.
It's to be expected.
Yeah. I've seen that too many times since I've been your friend. I've seen that one too many times.
Nah, you're fine. You're being over dramatic, man.
I guess some people have seen worse, which I have also.
What have you seen that's worse?
I'm pretty sure I've told this story on the podcast of the time that I literally just saw your whole schlong.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure. Do I need to reiterate just to remind you of the?
I don't remember the exact story, but I probably believe it.
So it was the time we're at Peter's house, and we're all downstairs getting snacks. I think we're playing Mario Party 3 upstairs, and we decided, you know what? It's snack time. Let's go see what snacks are downstairs. And there wasn't any snacks, really, but there was cheese and tortilla chips. So we just made some poor people nachos and just said, that's probably good. And I remember being the last one up because I was still munching.
Uh-huh.
and you and Peter went upstairs. And I remember on my way up the stairs, I remember you were in the bathroom and you're like, "Yo, guys, come look at this."
Oh,
And we
yeah, I
go in
remember.
there and we just see everything. And
That's
we're just like, why? Why would you call us into the room if you were doing
I was
that?
about like halfway through that. I'm like, I don't remember this happening until that exact moment. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, how old were
Yeah.
you? Seventh grade or something?
I think that was 8th grade.
That makes sense. I was weird back then.
That was the summer of suffering.
You know what? That's such a real ass statement.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even. Was that summer or was that? Yeah, it had to have been summer. I'm going to say that's
Probably.
summer.
All three of us in a room together? Probably the summer.
Yeah. Summer 2016. That's the summer of suffering.
God, bro. 2016. That's
Crazy.
so funky.
You know, this year will be, in September, will be 10 years since we became friends.
A whole decade, bro.
A whole decade of nonsense. Can you believe that?
No, I really can't. That's actually kind of fucking stupid how long it's been.
Yeah.
I want my childhood back. Let me relive it, please.
We can't go back.
Please.
You know, honestly, there are times where I'm like, man, I miss hanging out with homies all day. Even though I hated being at school, I just like seeing people. I liked interacting with people. Crazy. Is that something crazy to say? I actually enjoyed interacting with my peers.
Some of them, not all of them.
Yeah, I mean the ones that I enjoyed hanging out or, just seeing other people. You know, just being around other people our own age. That was kind of neat.
My dumb though.
I don't get to do that anymore.
No, we all moved away. We all changed.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's skip from the topic.
I literally hang out with kids now. That's what I do on the weekend. My nephews come over and we play Rock Band. That's my life now. I play Rock Band with.
I want you to know
with teenagers.
in post. Producers say I hang out with kids just zooming on my face. So I just did this.
It's Rock Band with teenagers on the weekend and Bluey with Angie on the weekdays.
Didn't Bluey end or something recently, or did I miss?
No, it just had a new season.
Oh, I remember something like somebody was like, "Bluey's ending," and then everyone's like, "Damn."
They are not ending that show. It is way too profitable right now. They are not ending it anytime soon.
So weird how that show just got really popular. It's only because it's like relates to adults because adults can watch it.
Oh yeah, they definitely do a good job of making it tolerable for the adults to watch, which is something not a lot of kids entertainment does.
What was it? I was reading like a comment section of like I think Instagram reels or whatever, and one of them had said like, "Bro, the dad is an unrealistic standard. I can't be good at all these games playing against my kids.
I can't do this."
I'm like, you know what? That's a fucking real one right there.
Dude,
that's real.
It's legit though. That dad literally does so much in that show. Like the amount of energy he has to have to be doing that. Plus, I'm not sure if every episode takes place on the weekend, but the amount of stuff that they do in any given Bluey episode is like, how are you accomplishing this as an adult? How do you have time to spend a whole day playing with your children? It has to be the weekend.
Welcome to that's a lot of weekends just spending time with your children. You gotta really hate other adults then, just to be like, all day
or maybe you actually
whole weekend with my puppies.
You actually love your children.
Okay, don't get me wrong, man. I think every parent loves their child, but how many episodes of Bluey is there?
I don't know. To dedicate your whole existence.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Every
I have the internet. Oh gosh. There we go. How many episodes of One Piece of Bluey? There are 151 episodes, as many as the first Pokédex of Pokemon.
So that means there's 3. Okay, we're assuming that it only takes place on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. That means there's roughly like 3 years worth of weekends only in that show alone. That's a crazy amount of time.
How many weekends?
I think there's
How many?
right. It should be
I'll
3.
open a
3
new tab.
years.
How many weekends are in a year?
Right.
There are 52 weekends. I guess that makes sense. There are 52 weeks in the year. I'm an idiot for even questioning. So 52, yeah, that's about 3 years.
That's.
Oh,
You know what?
strictly week.
Hold
If
on.
we assume that this is strictly weekends,
Yeah.
but there are episodes that take place on holidays which don't necessitate a weekend, and there are episodes where they go to school. Also, the dad's, I think it's stay-at-home dad. I'm not sure.
What does the mom do?
I don't know.
Did they ever clarify it? What's the Bluey lore?
I don't think I've watched it enough to
How
know.
strong is Bluey? My brother was laughing at my joke before I even said it.
How strong is Bluey?
There's
Watch the new film theory. Or new now, but not new when this comes out.
Yeah, these fucking guys. Matt Pat. I just remembered. Oh my
You
god.
just remember we had a whole episode about it.
That's how distracted I've been this week.
forgot.
I've just been like, oh, Matt Pat. No.
Oh, wow, that's right. He's leaving. It's gonna be sad.
No. Well, anyway, how long have we been doing this for? 8 minutes or 8-minute intros?
Yeah, it's 11 on
All
the
right. So
timestamp.
what's the topic we're talking about today?
Man, I don't really know. Should we talk about my plan?
What's your plan?
My plan that I told you about. I guess I didn't tell you the plan, but I insinuated that there was a plan.
I might have accidentally deleted that interaction.
Fair.
Excuse me.
You forgot Matt Pat was retiring, so I'll let that pass.
Yeah.
So, for context, me and Alex are both Washingtonians. We come from Washington, the state, not DC. And within Washington, there is a city that most of us on the eastern side of Washington are fairly, most of us frequent quite often. It's called Spokane. Many of you don't know it. And it's very interesting to hear people from other parts of the country say Spokane because they don't know how to say it. They say Spokane or Spokane. It's very weird.
Spokane's wild.
That's wild. But I recently learned that a very recently popular celebrity is from Spokane.
This fucking goddamn crack head idea.
When I learned that Sydney Sweeney was from Spokane, I was bamboozled to say the least, flabbergasted, had no idea, and also was a little shocked that so many celebrities seem to come from Washington. So I told Alex, I was like, Alex, pal, I had no idea that she was from Spokane. And you're like, how could you not know? And I was like, I don't know, I didn't really pay attention. And then I was like, I have a plan, Arthur.
Arthur, I have a plan.
So you recall up to that point then,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I do.
I did not tell you the plan.
You did not tell me the plan. You told me that. I came to the assumption that you would try something.
I'm a bit of a schemer. This is well known amongst the community that I like scheming. I like plotting. So when I have learned that Sydney Sweeney is from Spokane, my gears started turning because I'm a crafty individual. Shifty. My eyes are shifty. You never know what I'm thinking. But you probably still, you don't know what I'm thinking currently. You don't understand. You probably are thinking one thing, but I'm thinking the complete different thing. So my plan, because assuming she still has family that lives in Spokane, right?
This is the craziest unhinged fucking. Okay, keep going though.
So one would assume that at some points throughout the year, she would go down to or go up wherever she is currently. She'll go to Spokane to visit her family, right? That's something a celebrity would assumedly do.
Uh-huh.
So what if I somehow got an APB to figure out what times she visited Spokane, and then just so happened to visit Spokane at that exact time, and then just so happened to bump into her in public and be like, oh shoot, sorry, my bad, I'm so clumsy, and then be like, just act nonchalant about it, and just have no, like, play the card that I have no idea who this person is. I'm like, Matt, you're awfully pretty, maybe we should go out sometime, just kind of wheel and deal the charm, get the charm, let my charisma finally work its magic. And then from this moment, I am able to, I'm assuming, get a date with Sydney Sweeney. And on said date, we chatted up, we have a conversation, get familiar with each other, and then I'm like, hey, she's like, I'm assuming at some point through this date, she's like, hey, what do you do for life? How do you spend your life? I'm like, oh, I got really nothing going on. I just got this tiny little YouTube thing I got going on with one of my buddies. And she's like, oh, wow. And I'm like, yeah,
that's
it's
her
called
first reaction.
It's called Totally Oblivious Podcast. It's right here. And then as she is looking at my phone, or I have her pull it up on her phone, just so it's in her search history. As she's pulling it up, I take a picture of the interaction, and I post it on social media. And I say, guys, oh my gosh, Sydney Sweeney discovered Totally Oblivious. Wow, this is crazy. And then first the question would be from unsuspecting viewers is, who are you and how are you with Sydney Sweeney? That makes no sense. With logic, who is this guy? Who is this podcast? Then bam, so much traffic to Totally Oblivious Podcast. And then the magic comes when they reach this episode, and they're like, wait a minute, he had this plan all along, that fiend. And then they start hate, and the hate train starts building, and then I build my empire upon the hate, and then suddenly the hate turns into, wow, you gotta respect the hustle. And that, because when there comes haters, there also comes the admirers. So then the admirers are like, man, we got support this guy all the way. He was able to do the greatest hustle of all time. Bam. Put me in the history books, baby.
Can I say comments now?
Yeah, you go ahead.
This is the most deranged fucking plan I think that's ever come out of your fucking mouth.
Not even my plan to take over the planet. That wasn't deranged.
That one was just goofy. This one, there's a.
But it could work.
That's the problem. That's the problem. There's this ever so thin line of this could work. And if it did, that means you're weird.
I'm weird for it working.
You're just using a woman for her status.
Look,
it's a bit creepy, brother.
Is that not already what I do in reality? I just use people for their status to make me look better.
I'm concerned.
Yes, it's all. But you're acting like this plan is any less hinged than my plan to take over the planet. Actually, I would say it's less unhinged than that plan. That plan
because
involved
the line
political
of
tyranny.
is in that one. That's the difference.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is it not in the? Well, I mean, if you think about it though, even if it doesn't, if my charm is enough that the date actually goes well, then I am in a relationship with somebody who is a celebrity, which I would never expect, which is also a win.
Oh, Caleb.
And then at that point, I'm just so far. It's like when you're in a heist or you get kidnapped and you're put on a heist, right? At some point, you're so far deep into the heist that you actually believe you're part of the plan. So then you just stick with the crew, and then you become part of the crew. And then from then on, you become a hardened criminal. It's like that, but with a relationship with somebody who a lot of people would like to have a relationship in. So I get a lot of haters just for that. So either way, I'm getting haters, but at the same time, I'd be getting fans from the haters because the balance of the universe would say so. And then at some point, if she ever did figure out my plan, then I lose nothing because then I'm just back here. It's foolproof. Or she finds the plan insanely hilarious, and then it works even better.
I feel like there's a bit of crazy optimism with this plan, and like there's giant oversights we're not seeing. But you know what? Fuck it, run with it. Let's see what happens.
The crazy optimism.
Because like you're thinking like, yeah, man, there's no fucking loopholes
like
in this or problems, and then somebody's like, what if this happens? And it's like
the idea that I get spy tech.
What?
That I'd have to get like somehow spy tech to be able to figure out when she's in Spokane.
Yeah, that part I forgot.
Where she could possibly go. Your problem with the plan wasn't how the execution starts. It was the execution itself.
A little bit. a little bit. Poquito.
That's the part you had the problem with wasn't the fact that I had to stalk this person for months. It was the fact that I was using a celebrity for their fame.
You know what? Good. See, you're pointing things out to me that my brain just completely just said zoned out for.
What does that say about you? What does it say about you, Alex?
I was fidgeting with the marker. That's why.
But
like,
so
in all honesty,
you weren't paying attention.
To me. Well, no, I was paying attention, but at one point, my brain just started thinking, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, why?"
Okay, fine. You know what? Change the plan. I move to Spokane, and
that's a bad idea to begin with.
And I become the head waiter at the highest ranked restaurant in that city. And so therefore that one, I don't have to get any spy equipment. All I have to do is just work every single day, all day, in the hopes that at some point, one of those days, she meanders into that restaurant, and then I'm like, whew, time to put my charm on. This is my moment. And then bada bing, bada boom. Go with the rest of the plan. Does that sound better to you?
You know what? I'm gonna. You know what? Kind of less creepy.
Kind of.
Or actually, probably even be more creepy since you're not using spy equipment. But that's regardless of the point. You know what I'm thinking about right now? Something to point out your logical fallacy here. You're thinking about this elaborate plan, this hyper complicated plan with a lot of morality issues entangled with it, just a little bit. You'd rather do that to get publicity than editing our funniest bits and posting them on social media. He's laughing so hard. I don't know how he's recording this, but he's completely cut out.
Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. I'd be spending more time working at the restaurant.
Yeah,
with the hopes that maybe at some point in the 365 days in a year that she shows up, rather than just putting in a little extra effort to make a minute video to post on TikTok.
Like
they're already all recorded. I just have to screen record them and post them. Yeah. But I'd rather go through this whole plan.
It's not even screen recorded. You can just go to the fucking video file itself and then just edit the video file. That's less work.
See, Alex, and that's the logical way to debunk that plan. Then you can think about the emotional part of debunking this plan that I just thought of as you were explaining that is you could say, but Caleb, you.
When did Colby walk in?
What are the odds that you would even recognize her when she walked in the restaurant?
Hey,
And
I ain't
that's a
gonna
good
lie though. She
question.
has a very distinguished face, but that's not a compliment.
The odds that I would not even recognize this person if I saw them are extremely high.
I'll be honest. Out of every celebrity you could have chose that comes from Spokane, you choose her.
How many celebrities come from Spokane?
You'd be fucking shocked.
Celebrities from
pretty cool art.
Spokane, Washington. Let's see. 3 celebrities. I don't need
What counts
famous
as a
people from
celebrity?
Spokane. Craig T. Nelson, Michael Winslow,
Game theory.
Julia Sweeney. Wait a second.
We're going down a rabbit hole.
Wait a minute.
My brother raging in the background.
Foley.
Excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. He cannot control his temper.
Who's alive? Who's an alive celebrity from? Why is this not in order from? But there's a thing too, because I know the wide receiver for the Rams, Cooper Kupp, is from Tri-Cities, which is closer. But
wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Wait.
Under the rules of this hypothetical scenario that you just made up, you would go on a date with I don't even know what position he plays, with a football player to then do it. You would go gay for the podcast? Is this true?
No. I'm saying platonic friendship with this guy, Cooper Kupp. Be like,
Okay.
yo, I'm a huge Rams fan. Dude, let me tell you, I played football with you. I played football with you in high school. Don't you remember me?
Who are you?
It's me.
Jason.
You know, Colby.
Is he actually Colby's age?
He is actually, and Colby actually played football with him at one point.
Fuck it.
It's me, Colby. We played a game together one time.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
I talked to you a little bit. Do you remember me? No, I don't.
I tried to tackle you.
Yeah, let's go get some drinks or some shit.
Come on. There are a lot of celebrities that I don't know who they are.
I should be on that list.
Well, on that list. You're from Spokane, Alex. You're from Spokane.
I just realized that. I was like, hold on, not that one. It's right here on the fucking forehead.
Chuck Jones.
Chuck Jones? I don't know who that is.
No, wait a minute. Chuck Jones was from Spokane?
You know, I'm starting to realize that GTA ass city is producing a lot of celebrities.
GTA city. It really is.
Hey, if you live in Washington and you've never been to Spokane and you go to Spokane, you know what I'm talking about, because the place feels and looks like fucking GTA.
It really is.
It just feels bad.
Yeah, everything's wrong about that place.
Yeah, it's just creepy vibes, bro. I do not like it.
Oh my gosh, how are there so many people? How long is this list?
Hey, look, you know what? I'll narrow it down for you. A-list celebrities born in Washington.
A-list celebrities.
So then we'll actually see what you can actually do here. I don't think there really is any A-list celebrities like I can think off the top of my head.
So, okay, I found a new list with Sydney Sweeney at number 1. Hello. All right, the site is broken. All I can look at is Sydney Sweeney.
What's your
Craig T. Nelson.
What's your fascination with Sydney Sweeney though?
That she's from Spokane.
That's it? Jesus Christ. Yeah. You don't think she's attractive, like, in the slightest? You're just, I'm going to use you because I know where you live.
Look, listen. I am a man of integrity, but I'm also a man of impulse.
A little.
So when I saw that this person who is famous, who is relatively close to our age, is from Spokane, I said, hey, wouldn't it be a great idea for me as a schemer and a trickster to go and try and do this?
You are peculiar.
Yes.
A little bit. I'd argue that you are entering territory of weird.
Look, I'm just a man with a plan.
You're telling me a crazy plan that, in all honesty, I don't think has the slightest chance in working.
You just said it had a chance to work.
Okay, a clarification on this. It has little to no chances of actually truly happening. Only within a fragmentary, infinitesimal, tiny percent of ever happening.
That is the more correct statement to make.
So let me clarify there.
How many people live in Spokane, Washington?
Oh my god, this is the entire fucking podcast episode, isn't it? I actually have some crazy shit to talk about.
Washington. There's about 230,000 people living in Spokane. And my 230,000.
Damn.
And my job would be for somehow, some way in the roulette of how time works is to somehow get to Spokane on a specific day that she would happen to be there, and then just so happen to wander upon the place that she may or may not be, which she's a celebrity and I'm not, so my odds of doing such a thing are very slim.
Trip her grandma. Break a hip.
Kill her.
She has to go to the hospital, huh?
Hold on.
You want efficiency? I'll give you efficiency, but I ain't part of it.
You're absolutely right. I get a job as a cleaner at the hospital in Spokane, Washington, their main hospital. And then I break into her grandma's house and kill her.
What? Okay, I didn't say that. I just said trip.
Trip. You're right. Trip her grandma. Wink.
You're making it worse. Or you know what? Here's a better fucking idea. You know, one that doesn't involve being creepy. Just become friends with her grandma. and then through it can be like, who's your granddaughter? You talk about her a lot. Oh, Sydney Sweetie. And then be like, oh, I love to meet her during like Thanksgiving or something. I don't have any family here. You could just make up a fucking bullshit story. Like, there's an infinite amount of ways to do this better than whatever the fuck you just came up with. You could just...
See, what's hilarious is
book friends with her mom or something.
Every time I ever come up with a plan when it comes to like...
It's deranged and dumb.
It just immediately goes to being illegal. Like, legality goes out the window. I immediately just say, you know what? What are laws to me?
What a fucking loser.
What a loser. Who made that law?
Yeah,
I'm breaking it.
I can guarantee...
Who is Sydney Sweeney's grandma?
Is her mother divorced?
I don't know.
Is her grandma lonely? Caleb, there's much better way to do this.
Sweeney's mom.
Like, I can make it legal.
But where's the fun in legality?
I'm not going to jail, idiot.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Whoa, wait a minute. Holy crap. Wait, her mom, Lisa Ann Sweeney, is an attorney in Spokane, Washington. Hold the phone, Alex. Maybe doing something illegal is the plan.
Okay. Before you even tell me, let me guess it. Your idea is you are going to do something illegal, then get her as your, what is she, a defense attorney or
Let's see.
prosecutor? What's happening? Clarification. I look really good in this lighting, by the way.
I just want real estate. Wait, hold the phone. Hold the phone.
I'm holding.
Are you holding harder?
I don't think I can hold a phone.
She is a real estate broker? Is there two?
There's two. You've now, okay, you narrowed it down from 230K people to two individuals.
Sydney Sweeney's mother is Lisa Mudd Sweeney. According to the available information, Lisa studied law and is now a legal practitioner. The mother of two worked as a counselor during their days as residents of Spokane, Washington. She's a counselor. So there's two options here. Since she's a legal practitioner and a counselor, either A, I do something illegal, or I get framed for something illegal, so I'm innocent, and then I get her as my attorney to then be vouching for my good character, which I could then she could be like, this is a good match for my daughter. I'm going to introduce her, bada bing, bada boom. Or counterpoint, I fake a mental illness and then go for therapy. And then she introduces me to her daughter. The whole time pretending I don't know who she is.
I don't know what to do with you anymore. I think you're just crazy.
Look, Alex,
you literally are just actually but fucking sane.
You set me down this path. Alex, listen to me. Alex, why are you ignoring me? You can't hear. He's a stinky. He stink. Alex stink.
I was hearing that. My things are loud enough to hear you, asshole.
Look, Alex, you set me on this path. It would have stopped at the ridiculousness, at the ridiculous plan. But now it's become so much more possible through your own words. You did this.
Oh, so the only times you ever fucking listen to me is when I have logic.
I think that's...
When I become the most logical person in the room, you go, damn, he's cooking. I should listen to this guy.
You know... Yeah, but I mean, Alex, it's so simple. I just need to find out her workplace and then be like, help me.
Creepy, by the way. Anybody who thinks like, Alex, why are you fanning this flame? You could have just left that knowing her grandma and then just been like, I'm friends with her. I had intent, but it's not creepy, at least a little bit. But this
Alex, you're now an accomplice.
Crazy.
You're now an accomplice. You're an accomplice. I highly
recommend you don't do this. Actually,
you're an accomplice at the point where I said that it was impossible because I'd never get spy equipment. And then you're like, well, you could alternatively do this.
Yeah, as a joke in Minecraft.
As a joke.
And I am now escaped the problem.
No. When I'm on trial for whatever illegal activity I may or may not have done, I will say Alex Pruneda was an accomplice. The evidence... No, Alex, it's perfect! The plan is foolproof! I say, on this highly televised court trial, because this involves a celebrity, I say, yes, you can find all the evidence that Alex Pruneda is an accomplice in all of this on youtube.com/totallyoblivious podcast. Watch every episode. I can't remember which one it happens in, but just watch every episode. Figure out what happened. Maybe subscribe. Like each episode so you can keep it in a folder. Alex, it makes sense. It all makes sense.
For legal reasons, this is all a joke, by the way.
It's all the puzzle pieces, they come together so simply.
I think you're crazy sometimes.
Sometimes, I think by chance,
It's not by
it's
chance. It's by choice.
by choice. Look,
Don't try to give yourself an escape. You do
in
this on purpose.
you know what? You're absolutely right. I live and die by the bit.
Yeah.
Live and die by the bit.
You
But yeah,
are fucking insane.
no, of course not.
Yes.
Of course not. It's just a, but that's just a theory.
Sydney Sweeney, if you somehow ever come across this, I'm sorry
Uh,
for my friend's vulgar ideas. I hope your acting career goes well.
I
And
never said I would do anything untowards. All I said was I was gonna promote the podcast.
Tripper Grandma.
You said that. You said Tripper Grandma,
I said
which I
Tripper
assumed meant murder.
Yeah, that's a fault on your problem.
That's you. That was your plan. You made that plan.
I said to trip her, not to somehow trip her into a volcano.
Tripper
I meant to
into
break a
volcano.
hip, not to fucking kill her.
That could kill her. You don't know how old her grandma is.
I'm probably assuming she's probably about like 70 or something, I would guess.
Yeah, that could kill her. You insinuated murder, not me. I just wanted to promote the podcast.
I'll plead ignorance. I didn't think a broken hip would instantly Akuma KO an elderly woman, but I thought wrong. I thought elderly
to perform
people are just a
1,000
bit
deaths
stronger.
on an old lady just to promote the podcast.
That'd be crazy. Actually insane, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, now that we're 40 minutes into this, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, there was a video I watched on YouTube about a crazy woman in Richland. Yeah, in Richland.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was on a Nexpo video with 2 million views. I'm like, oh my god, Washington mentioned. Yeah,
You know Chris Pratt lives in Washington?
you're kidding? Or does he live here or like he was born here?
Does Chris Pratt live in Washington? Chris Pratt is a rancher on San Juan Island in Washington State. Wow. So there's a chance at some point I could run into Chris Pratt on the street and become so charming that I gain a best friend in Chris Pratt to promote the podcast.
Oh, Lord above, oh Heavenly Father, may you help Caleb in this dire mood.
What do you mean? You're praying to God that my plans come to fruition. I feel like that's even more accomplice.
No, to help you become a sane man. You are not well.
I'm not well.
You are not. Who thinks of this shit?
Look, Alex, when plans come to my brain, I just speak them.
You know, has it ever occurred to you that maybe some plans should never be spoken out loud? Kept in the cranium that is your head.
No, never once.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Do you want to hear my plan to take over the world?
Again? No, I've heard it a few times already.
You remember the bits and pieces about becoming president of the United States by splitting the political parties, and then
they're already split, by the way.
Well, I mean, like splitting their voter base so much.
This is an interesting topic to go into because it's been appearing on not my For You page, my Instagram reels pretty often. I guess we'll get a little bit political here, but for the funnies. Well, we were already insane. Let's just get into political. We're already already fucking.
This is down the deep end now.
Why do you think?
I'm
Gen
thinking.
Z is so politically divided. Why are we an oddball?
Are we divided or are we politically? like
we're a fastball,
different.
a curveball. We're just weird.
We're,
Why do you
we're
think that's the case?
because we experienced the worst of the worst when it came to what life has to offer. And now we're like, man, there really are problems that have gone unchecked for years.
Mhm.
And the previous generations, or at least those who care about the future, have taught us the horrible things that have come from people who don't care and that they weren't taught until later in life, and now then taught us earlier in life with the help of the internet, which has given us a vast majority of resources to help us gain knowledge to know whether or not things are true. So we said, maybe this world isn't what we want it to be. I think we have the power to change that. So I think we're going to start trying to make change that is good. And we'll use what the other generations have taught us and use that for the benefit of mankind.
So poetic. That was basically what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of weird. Looking at the world nowadays. So I'm in the process as of right now. Finally writing or doing a draft of my
Ooh,
book. I
your
did the
book.
epilogue. I finally came. I had to change the title.
Hmm.
I asked around. Maybe I'll send it to you after the podcast. And I've just been thinking about it as of late because as much as old men might get angry at why is everything so political, books and everything has been so political for like
Hmm.
forever's. Newsflash, if you didn't fucking know, that's what books are for opinions and
That's true.
very discussions in disguise, smoke and mirrors. And the world that I've crafted is very Gen Z. I think if anything, if I ever become of something of notoriety, uh, my book will probably be remembered of a creative world filled with a lot of Gen Z esque ideas. Because I don't know, I think as of the past maybe few weeks, maybe a few months, I've just been kind of looking at the world like, why do I see it so radically, so differently than so many other people? Like, why is there such a difference between the way I think and the way my father thinks and the way my grandfather thinks? It's just intriguing to me, but it's just like well, I got told this at dinner today that my Mexican grandfather's hardcore Republican, to a
Makes
fault.
sense.
To a fault. I think you'll figure out what that means.
Yeah, I understand. I get it.
And it's like, damn, why the fuck my grandpa think like that? That's kind of mean.
Hey, Grandpa, why?
What the fuck? And then my dad, I'm in the house right now, so I can't get too crazy. But like, why
He,
why
he
are you
has
like this?
he has opinions. I'm assuming.
Yeah, and it's just like, what has changed me so differently between us? Because clearly, from the 2 generations ago to you, it's clearly been copy paste.
Mm.
But then when it came to your firstborn, what changed? That's
It's
it's perplexing me. It's been at my it's been at my my brainstem, eating at my brain. I don't know what the actual part's called. But it's
mm,
just been eating at me. It's like, why am
it
I so different in the way I think?
it 100% has to do with
I think it's the internet mostly.
the
It
flow
has
of
to be.
information. Yeah, the internet,
Yeah.
because like I said, our generation knows how to use the internet and has full access to the information and will do our research to know what's true and what's not true,
Hmm.
where previous generations never had that. And a lot of them were raised on certain ideologies that they just were taught was how things went, and not they don't get that might not be the right way to do things. They'll just accept things the way they are, and if you try to tell them that things aren't the way that is, they don't like that and will try to make any argument or fallacy that may or may not make sense. But it's like, look, at the end of the day, you're wrong, and that's what I've seen this too online, where a lot of people have certain Political
Did you get new
views.
headphones, or am I fucking tripping?
These are not new.
Okay, never mind. I thought you got mine. I'm like, huh?
No.
Anyway, my autistic brain dissociation kicked in. Keep going.
But no, yeah, a lot of people have certain political views that like
Make no fucking sense.
once they go through like college, they have to do like argumentative essays that you have to have solid facts to be able to pass the essay. And if they're able to prove it with solid fact, then they pass. And if they can't, then it's a fail. And a lot of people have learned that a lot of their views that they had prior to this are not like grounded in any reality or facts, and then change their mind on those views because they're like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong for thinking such a way.
It's like fascism. It's fucking, there's technically not there's not a real definition for fascism. I watched a video on it. It was actually very fascinating. It's like a Swiss Army knife in terms of ideology.
Yeah.
It's never consistent.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow. So it's like, I don't know.
It's weird.
People are weird. I've been studying people a lot more. I won't go into the specifics of it, but my girlfriend has been going to the therapy, and the therapist has been slowly like deconstructing her a little bit. And my girlfriend tells me, I'll go, "Damn, that's crazy. I didn't think about it like that before." And then it starts like getting my gears turning a little bit. I'm like, wow, humans are oddly complicated creatures.
Oh yeah.
And then it almost gets me down this rabbit hole too, because I also think like this is like, ever since I was ever interested in the idea of like specific human traits that we think are just weird, but they have like biological uses. Like, why is insomnia a thing? Why are psychopaths a thing? It's like, well, if you want a psychopath to protect your tribe, they're not self-harming to the tribe. And like insomnia for people just to stay up late in case something bad happens. There's a guy to go, oh shit. And so it's just like, why do humans develop certain traits, or why do people? This is one I came across, or just mentally thought of the other day. I don't know how much ground there is, but like how the human brain deals with trauma. Like trauma in and of itself is damage. Like something chemically damaged the brain.
Yeah.
The brain had to produce such a chemical for such an emotion that it was self-harming. So how does the brain self-heal that self-damage? And I said to myself, that's a thing. Holy fuck. And I'm just like, oh my God, no wonder all these, like, some mental conditions exist. It's like, I started like, just pacing around this room. Imagine this 6'2", 260-pound white Mexican just pacing around this room being like, that's crazy. That's insane.
That was literally me the other night when I was hearing about all the alien stuff going on in
Florida?
Supposedly that went on in Florida, and my brain immediately clicked that I had predicted that happening after the Epstein documents would be released. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was 100% right. I literally had to call.
Out
it should be coming out soon. Like I said, when the actual list comes out, we will probably live stream that. And totally Caleb with the news, first on the scene. Alex and crew, we're going in, baby. We're revealing the secrets of the underground world of the Epstein Island.
If we had like 1,000 viewers or some shit, that would be crazy.
That would be crazy. What? never even had to do the Sydney Sweeney plan. The swooning Sweeney plan. That's what I'm gonna call it.
You gotta get mods. Disable chat.
Disable chat. Nobody can talk to us in that one.
Yeah, turn off certain words. You probably should enable that when that happens. But yeah, no, it's just like I don't know, man. I've just been studying people as of late, and it's just a fascinating thing. Humans are just interesting creatures. From how we think to like what divides us. Opinion is such a weird like thing. It's like like once you start putting like more mental thought into like certain like ideas or human things, it's like, why are we built like this? And then it just gets deeper and deeper into like, why do we have free will? And it's like, I don't know. The whole philosophy of it is just fucking hyper fascinating for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I've definitely been thinking about that a lot too. Just just seeing how people respond to things and how society is currently. It's just interesting. But if you want more on that, we have a whole episode, Terrible Horrible People, where we
Mm-hmm.
talk about that. I guess since we're kind of already at the hour mark, I did want to mention this. Speak when were talking about starting your writing.
Mm-hmm.
I have come up in my brain. My brain bethought up an idea last night. Another one of my harebrained schemes, but this one's not more of a scheme, but more of a creative idea. That I think I have a video idea that I want to try to record this weekend. I just
Mm-hmm.
need to write out the script for that, and I will try to do that.
What are you writing? No, you're making an essay video?
Not an essay video, no.
Commentary?
I'll call it a short film,
Okay.
but like only maybe like 10 minutes long, just really short and sweet. But I had the idea, and I've come to the conclusion that I think I'm gonna just start when I have creative ideas to just go ahead and like go in the process of making them.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't like it, I can just scrap it. But if I do, like, since it's recorded, if it's once I get it recorded, I can get it done,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore it'll be out. So I think that's my new thing is when I have a creative idea, just do it. If it's a short little idea that I know I can get done, just go ahead with it.
So are you like, okay, let me ask you this. Is it a short film or a short skit?
I guess more of a skit, but it's not a comedy skit. I guess it could be comedy, but you'll see. I'll let you know more once I get the idea written down. I guess if you're free this weekend, I could see if you want to help.
Uh-huh.
But
So
yeah,
what are you I'm curious because like what I can't use that word anymore. It's there's an ironic funniness to it. You know who you are. Um are you is this you entering your director era?
maybe, but it's more of a. I thought of an idea and I was like, that'd be pretty interesting. Let's see how this turns out. Because
So
I did also record a cooking video with Cassius. I don't know how that will turn out, but I'll try to start editing that relatively soon. It might take a bit, but I'll see how that goes. Whether or not that actually ends up coming out, I'll see. Because like I said, I don't know how so far the recording is. I haven't checked it. But if it does turn out, you'll see it on the channel. If not, then well, then I at least learned from that experience. But I definitely do want to get more creative and stuff.
you know that's another thing. This is another random thought. I think Gen Z is hyper creative compared to previous generations. I think due to the
Mm,
internet, it's just all made us be like, man, I got this idea, right?
I think everybody's always been creative. We just have the ability to express
Express it
ourselves.
more. Yeah.
Because most of who came before us, who are now the major heads of entertainment, are all millennials.
They
Like
should be, right?
they took the reins of what the internet could be, and now we kind of have the proverbial uh, control over it now since we have entered adulthood.
I see a lot of kids complaining too. A lot of, I don't know why I should say kids. People
Kid,
our age just being like, man, this fucking sucks.
yeah,
Real
things ain't
shit.
good. We're able to ignore it until it's no longer able to be ignored because we're a part of it.
I hope the my hope is that Gen Z and maybe Gen Z will take up the sword and shield and be like, all right, we're changing shit today
Yeah,
because Gen Alpha is
they're
fucking
lost. They're
weird.
gone. They're
Yeah.
gone. Lost cause. Give up on them.
So I hope maybe in a certain way, you know, we change something. That's my hope.
If
I don't know.
if in life if we can save Gen Alpha, that would make us the greatest generation of all time.
The greatest generation. Man, that's a crazy ass title.
Like, because they're beyond saving at this point. I'm concerned for when they become adults and have the ability to make decisions, because they are as or if not more delusional than any other generation that has come before.
Some weird ass people, bro.
Yeah,
Weird.
really are. You know, it's bad when I spend a whole episode making a scheme about using a celebrity to promote my fame.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we can end the episode and I'm still not the worst person.
You're not the worst person because it's all a bit.
It's
However,
all a
somebody
bit.
would probably do that.
100%. Don't do that plan. That's
If you
my
do, you're
plan.
weird.
Don't do that plan.
We do not
Absolutely do
condone it.
not do
We
that
do
plan.
not condone it.
It's a terrible plan. It literally, it's designed to not work. I said it would work. It will not work.
You want me to do the outro or you?
I like doing the outro. Except I like asking you if you have any final words to say.
Damn, I'm gonna have to start editing again.
I know. That's how I feel too. I really want to, I'm hoping by the time this episode comes out that I'm finished with Mario RPG, because I need to be done with anything gaming related by the end of February, because I want to just completely put all my time into playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's all I want to do once February comes. I'm not going to record anything other than the podcast. We do still have Minecraft videos in the backlogs. I'll probably be releasing those around that time. Mm-hmm. So expect Minecraft content to come back around the end of February.
Neato.
Yeah. Well, so there we go. That's all we had to say for today. Just remember, any plan I come up with, probably don't do that. Yeah. If I come up with it, most likely I should be the only person to come up with that, or should execute such a plan, because it's so incredibly stupid that I should be the only one who has to face the consequences of me doing that plan. Nobody should do that. You cannot do that. Don't do anything I say. Do not try to take over the planet. It won't work.
You know, I just kind of realized what you've been looking like to me this whole podcast. You look like a guy from the Middle East wearing like the whole hood.
The whole hood?
The whole hood.
Are you sure?
Well, the shading right now, you just look Muslim. You're like 2 skin tones away from looking Muslim. Bibi.
I don't know. Maybe.
I was shocked that you kept the mustache and little goatee.
Yeah, I have decided that I think I look better with facial hair than without. Plus, my hair is too long to look good without facial hair. I still need to figure out what I need to do with my hair.
Bald.
No, never.
Never gonna do that.
I
Say my name.
I would never want to live like that. My head is too round.
You got a spherical head?
Yes.
Oh my lord.
And I have too wide of a jaw, too round of a head. It wouldn't look good.
Well, I think that's all we had to say today.
It's true. Just remember, like, comment, subscribe, share the podcast. Be sure to tune in next week. Also, in the description of this episode, there's a survey. Take that. Unless you're not on YouTube, then go to the YouTube the video episode of this episode, and then find the link to the survey and do that. But yeah, there we go. That's all I had to say. See you guys next week.
Deuces!